Hello students, in today's lecture we are going to see 1D FEM problem based on composite metals. So the given system may be in different form. Okay, so it is not necessary that always the problem is of step shaft. The problem comes in a different way. So the arrangement of the problem differs, and accordingly the formulation of the FEM problem also differs. Now here there is some different arrangement. Here you can see that this is a fixed part, this is a steel member. Okay, so this is a steel member. The diameter of steel member is given 35 mm. So this is a steel member, and then this tail member is attached to this rigid plate. This is a rigid plate, and on the right side of this rigid plate there is a hollow aluminium tube. Okay, so the portion which is hatched by green lines, so this is a hollow aluminium tube, and in this hollow aluminium tube there is a brass rod is inserted. Okay, so this green hatch lines, so this part is hollow aluminium tube. There is a hollow aluminium tube. This is a hollow aluminium tube, which is represented by green hatching. Okay, and the ID, this is a hollow aluminium tube. So ID of the hollow aluminium tube is 60 mm. Okay, so this is 560, and the OD, outer diameter of this aluminium tube, is 80 mm. So this is 580. So this is a hollow aluminium tube, and inside that hollow aluminium tube this brass bar is inserted. So inside this hollow aluminium tube, this is a brass bar. The diameter of this brass bar is 40 mm. Okay, so this is the arrangement. The lengths are given. The length of the steel member is given. So I write down. So this is a rigid plate. This is 800 mm. The length of the steel member is 800 mm, and the length of this arrangement is 600 mm. Okay, so the length of this rigid plate is not given. So this is a rigid plate. So the length of the rigid plate is not given. So what is the function of this rigid plate? The function of this rigid plate is to apply this 20 kilonewton force uniformly on the hollow aluminium tube and the brass rod. Okay, so this plate is provided so that it apply the 20 kilonewton force uniformly on the hollow aluminium tube and the brass rod. Okay, that is the only function of this rigid plate. This rigid plate doesn't come into the formulation of the FEM problem. Okay, so this is the problem. Then the physical properties of steel, aluminium and brass are given. So the modulus of elasticity is given, 2 into 10 to the power 5 megapascal, 7 into 10 to the power 4 megapascal, and 8.3 into 10 to the power 4 megapascal for steel, aluminium and brass. Okay, now we have to apply the finite element method steps to find out the solution or to find out the field variables in this problem. Okay, so first we discretize it. So first step is discretization. So we discretize it. Discretization. So this is a steel element. So element number 1 is a steel member. Okay. Then there are two components, that is aluminium tube and brass bar. They are parallel to each other. Okay. These two members are parallel to each other. They are not in series. Generally, we have seen a step shaft problem in which we arrange the elements in series. But in this particular problem, the components are parallel to each other. So we also have to arrange the two elements in parallel. Okay. So this is element number 2, which is nothing but the aluminium hollow tube, and this is element number 3, which is nothing but the brass rod. Okay, and both these ends are fixed. Now this is elements. Now nodes. So this is node number 1, this is node number 2, this is node number 3, and this is node number 4. Okay, element number 1 is made up of node number 1 and 2. Element number 2 is made up of node number 2 and 3, and element number 3 is made up of node number 2 and 4. Okay, so see the difference when the two elements are placed parallel to each other as compared to when they are in series with each other. Now U1, F1, they are the displacement and forces at node number 1. This is U2, F2, this is U3, F3, and U4, F4. Okay, so this is the discretization of this problem. Now we solve it. Second step is element stiffness matrix. Element stiffness matrix. Now element stiffness matrix for first member is A1 E1 upon L1, 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. What is A1? A1 phi is given, so pi by 4 d square, so 35 square multiplied by the steel member 2 into 10 to the power 5 divided by length of the member is 800. 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. So answer of first member is 10 to the power 5 outside the bracket. That is 2.4 minus 2.4 minus 2.4 2.4. Okay, and we give the node number to rows and columns, so it is 1 2 1 2. So element number 1 is made up of node number 1 and 2, so we give the row number column as 1 2 1 2. Now similarly we calculate K2. So K2 is A2 E2 upon L2, 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. So A2 is now A2, this hollow aluminium tube. Second element that we consider is the hollow aluminium tube. So the area of the hollow aluminium tube will be pi by 4. Here ID is 60 mm and OD is 80 mm. So it will be 80 square minus 60 square into E2. E2 is given aluminium 7 into 10 to the power 4. 7 into 10 to the power 4 divided by length of the aluminium tube is 600. So 600, 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. So K2 is calculated as 10 to the power 5 outside the bracket. Inside it is 2.56 minus 2.56 minus 2.56 2.56. And element number 2 is made up of node number 2 and 3. So we'll give the row number column number as 2 3 2 3. Similarly K3 is calculated. So K3 is A3 E3 upon L3, 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. So A3 is the diameter of this brass bar is given 40 mm. So this is pi by 4, 40 square multiplied by E3. Young's modulus of brass member is 8.3 into 10 to the power 4 divided by length of the brass member is 600 mm. So this is 600, 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. And the answer for this comes out to be 1.74. So 10 to the power 5 outside the bracket, inside it is 1.74 minus 1.74 minus 1.74 1.74 A3. And what will be the row number column number? Since element number 3 is made up of row number 2 and 4, so give row number column number as 2 4 2 4. So these are the element stiffness matrices. Okay. Now we form the global stiffness matrix out of these 3 stiffness matrices. So global stiffness matrix Kg is nothing but K1 plus K2 plus K3. Now we know that the global stiffness matrix will be of size 4 by 4 because the total number of elements, so total number of nodes in this arrangement is 4. So it will be 4 by 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now row number 1, column number 1. So we identify the values from these three values, these three matrices. So at row number 1, column number 1, there is only one value, that is 2.4. In the other two matrices, there are no row number 1, column number 1, so it will be 2.4. Now row number 1, column number 2. So row number 1, column number 2, it minus 2.4. Row number 1, column number 3, no such value, so 0. Row number 1, column number 4, no such value, so 0. Now row number 2, now here 10 to the power 5 outside the bracket. Now row number 2, column number 1, so row number 2, column number 1 is minus 2.4, whereas there is no row number 1, column number 1. Now 2.22, row 2, column 2. So row 2, column 2, this is 2.4, row 2, column 2, 2.56, row 2, column 2, 1.74. So there are three values at row 2, column 2, because here you can see steel, aluminium and brass, all the three are connected at node number 2. So that is why there will be three values. So if you add 2.4 plus 2.56 plus 1.74, then the answer is 6.7. Okay. Row 2, column 3. Row 2, column 3 is minus 256, 2.56. Then row 2, column 4. Row 2, column 4 is minus 1.74. Then row 3, column 1. So row 3, column 1 is not there, so it will be 0. Then row 3, column 2. Row 3, column 2 is minus 2.56. Then row 3, row 3. So row 3 is 2.56. And row 3, column 4 is not there, so 0. Then row 4, column 1, 0. Row 4, column 2. Row 4, column 2 is minus 1.74. Then row 4, 3 is not there. And 4 is 1.74. Okay. Yeah. So this is how a global stiffness matrix is being arranged. Okay. Now we find out the global force matrix. Global force matrix. So Fg for node number 1, 2, 3, 4. So at node number 1 there is no value, so it will be 0. At node number 2 there is one value, 20 kilonewton, positive direction. So 20, 10 to the power 3 outside the bracket. At node number 3 and 4 there are no values. Okay. Now we apply the principle of minimum potential energy. So apply PMP or Rayleigh-Ritz method. So it says global force matrix is equal to global stiffness matrix into global displacement matrix. So global force matrix is given, that is 0, 20, 0, 0, 10 to the power 3 outside the bracket. Here 10 to the power 5 outside the bracket. And it is 2.4 minus 2.4, 0, 0, minus 2.4, 6.7, minus 2.56, minus 1.74, 0, minus 2.56, 2.56, 0, 0, minus 1.74, 0, 1.74. This is U1, U2, U3 and U4. Okay. This is for road number 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we apply the Gauss elimination method. Now here 3 nodes are fixed. Node number 1, node number 3 and node number 4. So cancel out first row, first column, third row, third column and fourth row, fourth column. So by apply Gauss elimination, apply Gauss elimination technique. Now this matrix is reduced as, see, 10 to the power 3 is cancelled. So 20 is on the left side of equal to sign. Then 10 to the power 2 multiplied by 6.7 multiplied by U2, 6.7 multiplied by U2. So therefore U2 value is calculated as 0.0298 mm. Okay. So this is the displacement that will occur because of this 20 kilonewton force. Okay. Now we calculate the stresses sigma 1. So that is E1 by L1 U2 minus U1. So E is how much? 2 into 10 to the power 5 upon 800, 0.0298 minus 0 is equal to 7.45 megapascal. Then sigma 2 is similarly calculated as minus 3.746, minus 3.746. So that is compressive. Now here you can see that because of this force in this direction, the aluminium tube and brass member will undergo compressive stress. So that is why the value of the stress comes out to be negative. And sigma 3 comes out to be minus 4.12 megapascal that is also compressive. Similarly, you can find out the reactions. So this is R1, R3 and R4. So cancelled row multiply by the global displacement matrix for R1. For R3, take the third cancelled row multiply by the global displacement matrix, and for R4, cancelled row multiply by the global displacement matrix. So R1 comes out to be minus 7.15 kilonewton, R3 as minus 7.62 kilonewton, and R4 is 5.04 kilonewton. Sorry, minus. Okay. So here you can see that if you do the summation of all the three reactions, then it comes out to be minus 20, which is equal and opposite to the external load of 20 kilonewton. Okay. So hope you understand the formulation of the composite metal where the materials are not arranged in series but they are arranged in parallel. So whenever there is a problem comes when the metals are arranged in parallel, so this is how you have to solve the problem. Okay, so that's it. Thank you very much.